Most SUVs are pretty cool vehicles. They're nicely shaped, efficient, and are probably one of the most durable models of cars out there. But not all. Some SUVs can be pretty disappointing buys, which is never good to see. If you're one of the few people interested in getting an SUV in 2025, you're in luck. Because in this video, we'll be taking you through a list of the 3 SUVs to avoid and the top 4 picks you should definitely go for. So stick around until the end and maybe take some notes. Trust us, you'll be glad you did. Getting straight into the action, let's take a look at it from the angle of the SUVs you'd be better off avoiding when you go car shopping. The first of which will be the Volkswagen Tiguan. You're probably thinking, how does this car end up on the negative list given it's been a familiar face in the compact SUV market for years? Well, the answer is the Volkswagen Tiguan isn't all it promises to be, and many buyers still don't know this. On paper, it promises premium German engineering, cutting-edge tech, and a design that blends style with practicality, and all that sounds fantastic. However, older generations of the Tiguan have a few nasty surprises lurking beneath that polished exterior, so if you're thinking of picking up a pre-2018 model, you might want to reevaluate that idea. We'll keep it a buck with you performance-wise. The Tiguan is a letdown in the sense that it leaves anyone expecting that punchy, responsive German driving experience disappointed. The older Tiguans suffer from sluggish turbocharged engines that feel like they're begging for mercy every time you push the accelerator. Yet even if you can tolerate the lackluster acceleration, the stiff, uninspired handling makes every drive feel more like a chore than a pleasure. It's neither sporty nor particularly comfortable. It just exists, awkwardly caught in the middle. And then, there's also the problem of the Tiguan being plainly unreliable. Volkswagen has long battled a reputation for producing temperamental vehicles, and older Tiguans are no exception. Think electrical failures, faulty timing chains, excessive oil consumption, and transmission problems that make gear changes feel like rolling the dice in a casino. We could mention the check engine light, which just loves to light up like a Christmas tree, as another flaw, but that doesn't tell enough of the story like what is probably the worst aspect of Tiguan's design: space. When you think SUVs, you automatically identify something spacious, right? Unfortunately, that's what makes the Tiguan such a bad buy. The cramped rear seats and limited cargo area make it far from the practical family car Volkswagen marketed it as. With better options available in 2025, why gamble on a model that will drain your wallet in repairs while offering so little in return? The same question applies to this next SUV on our list, the Renault Kadjar. Now, this is one car anyone would question you for buying because it's never been a popular choice on the market. Launched with hopes of competing with the Nissan Qashqai, it ended up feeling like a watered-down version that never quite found its place. If there was an SUV that struggled with an identity crisis, this is it. The main problem with the Kadjar? It just doesn't excel at anything. It's not luxurious enough to tempt premium buyers, not rugged enough for adventure lovers, and not cheap enough to be a great budget option. It exists in a strange, uninspiring middle ground. And if you're expecting it might redeem itself with an engaging driving experience, think again. The steering is so light it feels disconnected. The suspension is oddly bouncy, and the CVT transmission makes acceleration feel like the car is debating whether it actually wants to move forward. Fuel economy might have been its saving grace, but real-world figures don't quite match the optimistic claims. And then there's the interior, which is only good if you somehow love the sound of cheap plastics creaking on every drive. If not, it's best to not find out what that's like. The cabin of the Kadjar feels cost-cut. The infotainment system is painfully outdated, and the whole thing just lacks the refinement you'd expect from a modern SUV. And that's not all. Even the resale value of these cars is just as underwhelming, meaning once you make the choice to buy a Renault Kadjar, you're stuck with it unless you're ready to take a huge loss on selling. This car depreciates faster than its rivals, meaning that when it's time to move on, you'll likely take a financial hit. All in all, the Kadjar is an SUV that never really got anything right. And lastly, on the less than impressive side of the SUV market, we have the Land Rover Discovery Sport. Unlike the Kadjar at first sight, the Land Rover Discovery Sport actually seems somewhat appealing thanks to its rugged charm and upscale image. But judging off older, pre-facelift models, you're in for an experience that's far less glamorous than the badge suggests. Start with reliability, or should we say the complete lack of it. Early models, especially from 2015 to 2019, were plagued by engine failures, gearbox malfunctions, and electrical gremlins that make ownership a nightmare. Performance isn't much better, and although the diesel variants offer respectable off-road capability, they can feel sluggish and underwhelming on regular roads. Acceleration is slow, and while it can handle rough terrain, the ride quality isn't particularly refined. Potholes and bumps send noticeable shocks through the cabin, making long drives less enjoyable than you'd hope for in a premium SUV. Then there's the cost of ownership, which is a general downside of any Land Rover car. These rides are notoriously expensive to maintain, and the Discovery Sport is no exception. Spare parts aren't cheap, servicing is costly, and fuel economy is far from impressive. Once the warranty expires, it becomes a money pit that only gets deeper. Yes, it has that desirable badge and rugged appeal, but older models are a risky investment. With so many better built and more reliable SUVs available in 2025, there's no good reason to take a chance on a pre-facelift Discovery Sport. Particularly not when you have these sleek options that'll be coming up next in this video, starting with the BMW X5. If James Bond's ever needed a family SUV, the BMW X5 would be his top pick. That's how much of a classic presence this car has with its bold, muscular, and aggressive build. But like with any fancy dish at a five-star restaurant, it's not just about the looks. The X5 backs up its style with a perfect blend of luxury, power, and cutting-edge tech, making every drive feel effortlessly premium. Whether you're pulling up to a five-star hotel or tackling a long road trip, it makes you feel like you're in a class of your own. Under the hood, it flexes its muscles with a silky smooth six-cylinder diesel engine that delivers impressive power without guzzling fuel. And if efficiency is your thing, you can hit around 40 miles per gallon if you drive with a light foot. But the real star of the show? The plug-in hybrid model. Unlike some hybrids that feel like an afterthought, this one means business. It packs an electric range of over 60 miles, which is more than some full EVs while still keeping a six-cylinder petrol engine for those moments when you want to let loose. It's the perfect mix of eco-conscious driving and heart-pounding performance. Step inside and you're in a luxury lounge on wheels. From the panoramic infotainment screens to plush leather seats, it screams premium. BMW even throws in a cut crystal effect switchgear. If you're spending this much, why not enjoy the flair? Sure, it's pricey, but for anyone in the market for a high-end SUV that delivers on all fronts, the X5 is hard to beat. But if you're less about luxury and more about something futuristic, budget-friendly, and packed with cutting-edge tech, the Volvo EX30 is your best bet. This all-electric SUV somehow manages to feel premium while being cheaper than many so-called budget options. It's a high-tech, fully electric SUV that costs about the same as a Vauxhall Corsa Electric. That's right, you're getting a stylish, feature-packed Volvo for the price of a glorified hatchback. And in this case, affordability doesn't mean compromise for any of the three versions. Whether you opt for the single motor, the extended range, or the twin-motor performance models, the EX30 is a perfect choice. The extended range can do up to 295 miles on a single charge, which is more than enough for most drivers. And if speed is your thing, the twin motor does 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.4 seconds, which is sports car territory for an SUV. On the interior, Volvo went full minimalist, getting rid of the physical buttons and replacing them with controls via an 11.9-inch touchscreen. Need to adjust the mirrors? Touchscreen. Open the glove box? Also touchscreen. It takes getting used to, but once you do, it feels modern and sleek. Despite its compact size, the EX30 drives like a much bigger car, soaking up bumps like a premium SUV. The only downside, rear space and boot capacity aren't the best. But if you don't need to haul a soccer team every weekend, the EX30 is one of the smartest SUV buys of 2025. We're not done just yet, though. If your preference in SUVs is rugged and fit for more than just the daily commute, then check out the Land Rover Defender. Some cars claim to be off-roaders, but the Defender is the one that truly lives and breathes adventure. Whether you're tackling muddy trails, climbing rocky hills, or wading through rivers, this beast takes it all in stride. You can choose from three versions: the compact 3-door 90, the versatile 7-seat 110, or the massive 8-seat 130. No matter which you pick, you're getting a serious off-roader wrapped in just the right amount of luxury. Inside, it's a mix of rugged and refined. There are exposed bolt heads and chunky grab handles, reminding you it means business, but the soft leather seats and premium tech keep things comfortable. Then there's the terrain response system, basically an off-road genius built into your car. It automatically adjusts settings for mud, snow, sand, and whatever else you throw at it. Climbing a steep hill? No problem. Need to drive through a river? Go for it. The Defender figures it all out, so you don't have to be a professional adventurer to take full advantage of its abilities. It's built for the wild, but it's just as smooth and composed on regular roads. If you want an SUV that laughs in the face of obstacles, the Defender is the real deal. And then for the last vehicle on our list, another wonderful pick for SUV lovers in 2025, we present the Citroën C5 Aircross. At first glance, it doesn't scream must-have SUV, doesn't have aggressive styling or an in-your-face badge, but take it for a spin and you'll quickly realize it does something most SUVs forget by putting comfort first. The ride quality is where the C5 Aircross truly shines. Thanks to Citroen's advanced comfort suspension, which uses hydraulic cushions to absorb shocks, this SUV glides over potholes and bumps like they don't exist. It doesn't just handle rough roads, it masters them. The seats follow the same philosophy. They're wide, plush, and ridiculously supportive, turning long journeys into pure relaxation. Despite its comfort-focused nature, it's still efficient and practical. You can choose from petrol, diesel, or plug-in hybrid options, meaning you can get over 40 miles per gallon or cruise for miles on electric power alone. The interior is simple but functional, with plenty of space for family life. It may not have the badge appeal of a BMW or Land Rover, but if stress-free, comfortable driving is your priority, the C5 Aircross is one of the best choices out there. There you have it, the best and worst of SUVs. Which of these cars are you likely to splurge on next? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. To enjoy more exciting videos, click play on the video on your screen, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified when a new video drops.